the Cunning Weaver and the Greedy Chief. Amani was a gentle soul and a talented weaver in a small East African village. His fingers danced across the loom, weaving intricate patterns that told stories of ancient legends and the land's magic. Every thread held a secret memory, and every cloth shimmered with the vibrancy of the earth. His work was admired by young and old alike, yet Amani never boasted, for he believed that true art was meant to serve the community. Chief Mugambi, the village leader, was known for his insatiable greed and vanity. He demanded from Amani a cloth so beautiful that even the moon would be envious. The chief's words carried an edge of menace. Failure would mean exile from his own home. Amani listened quietly, his heart heavy with the burden of this impossible task. Despite the chief's harsh tone, the weaver accepted the challenge, knowing that destiny often hides in the folds of the most daunting quests. That very night, Amani visited the ancient baobab tree, a symbol of wisdom and endurance in his village. The great tree was said to hold the memories of countless generations, its gnarled branches whispering secrets to those who truly listened. Under the starlight, the baobab murmured, "To weave the cloth of the moon, you must seek the silver threads of honesty, the golden strands of kindness, and the deep blue fibers of wisdom." Amani felt a surge of hope and purpose stir within him. Emboldened by the baobab's advice, Amani set out on his journey beyond the familiar paths of his village. He packed a small bundle of belongings and carried with him the blessing of the ancient tree. Every step was filled with both trepidation and excitement. The road wound through sunlit plains and shady groves, each step revealing the beauty and mystery of his homeland. Amani's heart beat with the rhythm of the earth, and he embraced the journey as a chance to discover the true meaning of his craft. Deep in a bustling market town, Amani encountered a humble storyteller whose words resonated with truth. The storyteller, known for his uncompromising honesty, offered Amani a shimmering silver thread. "May this thread remind you always to speak truth, even when the path is hard," he said. Amani accepted the gift with gratitude and continued on his journey. The silver thread glowed softly in the morning light, a constant reminder that honesty was the foundation of all great endeavors. As Amani traversed a fertile valley, he met a compassionate healer who cared for the sick and the needy. With gentle hands and a warm smile, the healer gifted him a golden strand. This strand carries the warmth of kindness. Let it remind you that love can mend even the deepest wounds, she whispered. The golden strand shone like the first rays of dawn, and Amani tucked it safely away. Inspired by the healer's generosity, he vowed to always extend kindness, even in the face of adversity. Amani's path led him to a quiet riverside, where an elderly fisherman sat in silent contemplation. The fisherman, whose eyes held the mysteries of countless sunsets, presented Amani with deep blue fibers. These fibers carry wisdom from the depths of the river and the annals of time. Use them to weave a tapestry of insight, he advised. Blue fibers, cool and steady as the flowing river, imbued Amani with a sense of calm determination. With each gift now in hand, the weaver felt his destiny drawing closer with every step. Further along the winding path, Amani encountered a wise old woman living on the outskirts of a bustling village. Her reputation for dispensing sage advice had spread far and wide, and she welcomed the traveller with a knowing smile. She listened intently to his quest and blessed him with words of encouragement. "Remember," she said, "each thread you collect is not just a material gift, but a lesson in life. Let them guide you in creating something that reflects the beauty of your heart." The journey was not without its trials. Amani found himself navigating through dense forests and rugged terrain, where the paths were overgrown and the skies darkened with the threat of storms. Every obstacle tested his resolve. Yet, with each challenge, he recalled the wisdom of the baobab, the warmth of the healer, and the truth of the storyteller. His determination grew stronger, and every hardship became a thread in the fabric of his journey. In a sun-dappled clearing, Amani stumbled upon a lost child crying near a small stream. The child had wandered away from home, and his eyes were filled with both fear and hope. Moved by compassion, Amani knelt beside him and offered gentle reassurance. He shared stories of bravery and the magic of the threads he carried, calming the child's tears. In gratitude for Amani's kindness, the child handed him a small, intricately woven charm, a symbol of trust and the unexpected gifts found along one's journey. Nightfall brought with it eerie sounds and strange lights among the trees. As Amani made camp beneath a canopy of stars, he contemplated the lessons learned on his journey. Every encounter, every challenge, had added a layer of understanding to his soul. He realized that wisdom was not just in the threads gifted to him, but in every experience that had sculpted his spirit. With renewed resolve, Amani vowed to integrate every lesson into the masterpiece he was destined to create. On a quiet morning, while traversing a sunlit meadow, Amani discovered a wounded gazelle struggling to stand. Its eyes, filled with pain and trust, pleaded for help. Without hesitation, Amani carefully approached and tended to the animal's injury using simple herbs he had gathered. The gazelle, once healed, bowed its head in gratitude before bounding away gracefully. In return for his compassion, it left behind a delicate iridescent strand, symbolizing the beauty of nature and the magic of healing. As Amani continued his journey, the threads he had collected began to weave a story of their own. Each gift was a testament to human kindness, honesty, and wisdom, a tapestry of trials and triumphs. The weaver understood that every challenge had contributed to the beauty he was destined to create. His heart swelled with gratitude for every person he had met and every lesson he had learned. The path ahead, though uncertain, glimmered with the promise of transformation and renewal, much like the dawn after the darkest night. After many moons of travel, Amani finally returned to his village, his bundle enriched with magical threads and profound experiences. The villagers gathered around, curious about the changes in the humble weaver's eyes and the vibrant energy that surrounded him. They marveled at the glittering threads and the stories that accompanied each one. The air was charged with anticipation as Amani prepared to weave the cloth that would change the fate of his village forever. In the heart of his humble workshop, Amani set up his old faithful loom. The loom, with its weathered wood and well-worn tools, seemed to pulse with the energy of his journey. Each thread he had collected found its place in the intricate design he envisioned. As the silver, golden, and blue fibers intertwined, they created patterns that danced like reflections of the moonlight. The loom became a portal, a bridge between the lessons of the past and the promise of the future, as each thread told a story of hope, courage, and transformation. With every careful movement, Amani wove the threads into a magnificent cloth. The fabric shimmered under the soft glow of the village fires, its colours shifting like the phases of the moon. The villagers watched in awe as the tapestry of his journey took shape before their eyes. Each thread sang a silent melody of honesty, kindness, and wisdom, a harmonious blend that transcended mere material beauty. It was as if the cloth possessed a soul of its own, capturing the essence of every person who had helped shape Amani's destiny. As the final knot was tied and the last thread secured, the cloth burst into an ethereal glow. The fabric radiated, a light so pure and enchanting that it illuminated even the darkest corners of the workshop. The magic within the cloth was undeniable, a visible manifestation of every lesson learned. The villagers gasped in wonder, for the cloth seemed to whisper secrets of ancient magic and heartfelt truths. In that luminous moment, Amani knew that the journey and its many trials had culminated in something truly extraordinary, a gift meant to guide his people. News of the magical cloth soon reached Chief Mugambi, whose eyes glittered with both envy and greed. Demanding to see this marvel for himself, the chief arrived at Amani's workshop with a haughty air. His mind was set on claiming the cloth to enhance his own power and prestige. Despite the villagers' quiet murmurs of warning, the chief ordered that the cloth be handed over to him. Unbeknownst to him, the cloth held a secret. It only shone for those with pure hearts, and its magic was tied to the virtues of honesty, kindness, and wisdom. When Chief Mugambi took hold of the cloth, it immediately lost its luster. The vibrant glow dimmed, and the fabric turned dull and lifeless in his hands. The chief's eyes widened in disbelief, as the cloth, once radiant, now seemed to reject him. The villagers murmured in relief and satisfaction, for they understood that the cloth was not meant for a greedy leader. Its magic belonged to those who had nurtured its virtues, and the rejection was a silent declaration of justice against selfishness. Shame and anger surged within Chief Mugambi as he attempted to force the cloth to shine for him. Every tug and twist only deepened the dullness of the fabric. In a desperate bid to reclaim its magic, he resorted to harsh words and threats. But the cloth remained unmoved by his coercion, a steadfast testament to the power of genuine virtue. The chief's once imposing stature crumbled under the weight of his own greed, as his inability to harness the cloth's magic exposed his true nature. Word of the chief's failure spread quickly through the village. The people who had long suffered under his oppressive rule felt a surge of hope and liberation. Amani's creation had not only enchanted the eyes, but had also ignited the spirit of justice within their hearts. They gathered around Amani, offering support and gratitude for his artistry and the wisdom behind it. In that moment, the villagers understood that true power lay not in domination or greed, but in the collective strength of a community united by compassion and understanding. Recognizing the profound impact of Amani's gift, the villagers called upon him to lead them. Are you captivated by the magic of the Cunning Weaver and the Greedy Chief? Dive deeper into a world of rich cultural heritage, inspiring narratives, and unforgettable characters from East Africa. Subscribe now to our channel and join a community to celebrate tradition, creativity, and the art of storytelling. Don't miss out on exclusive access to new folk tales, behind-the-scenes insights, and special updates that bring the vibrant spirit of East Africa straight to you. Click here to subscribe and start your journey into the enchanting world of East African folklore today.